Welcome back, students, as we prepare for another episode of DC Graduates. I am one of your teachers, your doctor recommended dose of nerdiness, aka your nerd today, Carlos Rodriguez. As always, I am joined by my teacher in crime, Sly. Sly, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is a normal time for the people, but a bit of an after dark episode for us. So this recording might go off the rails, but we're here to have fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, have I had some champagne already? A shot of soju.
Mhm.
That was early in the day, I will say. There's been hours in between that I did eat. Am I having beer now? Sure. Is it a whole nother day? Who cares, man? I'm off for this week, so it's perfect. Yeah, technically, yeah. For me, for one of us, because time's weird.
For one of us.
Yeah.
Time zones are weird.
And we're talking about Suicide Squad, Hell to Pay, 2018's movie in DC AMU, which again, this is just grindhouse, dirty fun. This is directed by Sam Liu again, coming back to fucking goat that he is for this series.
Come
He's
on
just
the show. We love you.
dude, he's doing so much work, man. Written by Alan Burnett, coming back here. Studio WB Animation, stars Christian Slater, Vanessa Williams, who does a great job, by the way, of Waller. Almost doesn't sound like, because she has a beautiful normal voice. She puts something in her Waller. I was like, oh my god, I detest this woman. She's a great job. Kristen Bauer, Liam McIntyre, Tara Strong, and one of my favorite parts of the whole movie, C. Thomas Howell, and we'll get to it in a little bit. Why? Sly, where's the streaming? Who the fuck knows? Who cares?
You know where it's not streaming? On Max.
That piece of shit Max. That's where it's not streaming. Unlike The Pit, which just had its season finale, is really good. I mean, who knows about season 2? Because they got that lawsuit.
We're like a month out.
Yeah, I know. You should still watch the show. Hopefully there's a season 2. Hopefully this lawsuit doesn't screw everything up. Hopefully there's a season 2. But you should watch. That's all Max. It's really good. And Last of Us. If you're a fan of Last of Us, yeah, watch it. That probably is done by the time this
Time is fake.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, Last of Us. I hope they stuck the landing with that season finale. I'm sure they did. Who knows?
You tell us.
Yeah, you tell us. No, don't. Hopefully, I'm caught up. I mean, I played the games, right? It can't be that different. I say that and watch. I'm gonna watch episode 1 tomorrow and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's not a lot good I can say about The Last of Us 2 with my experience being a person on the internet when that came out. But fair. What I can say is it is fully ASL interpreted on Max. So they're doing one good thing for us.
Actually, you know what? Funny. All right, you know what? When they say fuck Max, fuck David Zaslav, and still fuck him anyway. Still fuck David Zaslav.
But shout out to the people who are hiring the deaf actors to interpret the movies and the TV shows.
I've noticed that this is a thing too, because there's also a couple other series that popped up in it. Yeah, I was searching for something and it said, like regular like thumbnail for the show. I don't think it was The Pit. I think it was something else. Maybe Doctor Who. I don't know. Anyway, and it said
Barbie was the big one.
Yes, so it was Barbie. That's the one. That's the first one I noticed, and then there was something else on Max.
It was the first one they did. Yeah.
Yeah, good on you, Max. Every once in a while, broken clock's right twice a day. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But can't give them too much credit. But
no, because this movie, which is I feel like it's a fucking easy toss up for Max this to be on there because they have 2 live action Suicide Squad movies and all this other shit. No, this is not on there. Like, I'd rather watch this than the first, whoever directed that one. James Gunn one's pretty good, but still. Anyway, Sly, hit us with that plot recap for this one.
It's a little insane. Just saying. With a terminal illness, Amanda Waller, our least favorite, looks for the Get Out of Hell Free card to guarantee her place in heaven. She puts together a new Task Force X. I can never say that phrase. A group of villains who are imprisoned in order to get it. Along with Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Captain Boomerang, this motley crew must negotiate perilous obstacles and face off against other villains who are also after the card. They are rushing against time to secure the potent artifact, which makes their mission dangerous and tumultuous. Can you tell I did not read that when I copy pasted
Yeah.
it into the
Fair.
document? Thank you, Adrian, for providing that beautiful, eloquent plot recap for us. It's one of the better ones we've had for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, we needed it too. Because the other ones are very generic
We needed a
or
good one.
one sentence. And it's been like the run of the last three, which is insane to me. Moving on, Sly. Who are the comic book characters in this one?
Deadshot, Amanda Waller, Bronze Tiger, Killer Frost, my girl, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn. Oh my god, we'll talk about her. Zoom, and so many others. All of the villains. They threw everybody at
There's
him.
so many goddamn villains in this, man. So many. And then it's funny because some of them are returning for the DC animated universe. One is mentioned, and I don't think we ever see this character, and that's the Joker in this universe.
Right.
We haven't seen
Love
him
it.
yet, and I don't
Not
think we see him at the
complaining.
end. This is the first time they even mention Joker at all, and that's Harley saying sign. But I
We
wouldn't
got
touch
the return of Manta though.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna say
was
Manta was
exciting.
back for a little bit. He's part of Task Force X so he must have been arrested after he got eaten by that shark. That Aquaman bit him up with. So he's part of Amanda Waller's shit. But one of the characters on here, which was very interesting, and we're gonna pivot right from the comic book characters into the Andrea Romano roundup, is Zoom. And
That little bitch. I
it's
have a whole tangent for you.
yeah.
Because I told JJ the story the other day, so you get it too. I was watching the hit TV show FBI, and my favorite thing about FBI is you don't get to know anything about the characters' personal lives, and frankly, when you do, it's the worst part of the show. You show up, you get a case. It's very procedural. Case ends. None of the interpersonal bullshit. We don't have time for such frivolities. A major reveal recently in the show was that Isabel, the head honcho lady, was married. That was a shocker. We're like, what? You're married? But we didn't know who to until last week. Again, very dated by the time this comes out. Guess who her fucking husband is?
Is it C. Thomas Howell?
It's live action Eobard Thawne from the fucking Flash.
Oh, okay. Wait, which one? The blonde one or Wells?
The guy who played Wells, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh shit, good for shit. That
And I
motherfucker.
went, Dr. Wells, what the fuck are you doing here? And he was playing a very nice man, and I was very unnerved.
After
but
so
when I
many
got Thawne-
seasons, yeah. Tom Cavanaugh.
When I got
Tom
Thawne in
Cavanaugh.
this, I went, Isabel's husband?
By the way, beautiful singing voice, Tom Cavanaugh.
Mhm.
Beautiful. We're gonna quick tangent. Beautiful voice Tom Cavanaugh has. By the way, age is like fucking fine wine. Did you know he was 61? Because I didn't know he was 61.
He could still get it.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, he's been married since
Yeah.
2004, which is again amazing.
All right.
Him and Carlos
over
Valdez.
20 years.
Yeah, good for him. Very pretty on the eyes, but
Shout out
61.
to
What
Carlos
the fuck?
Valdez.
Yes.
Currently on Broadway. Good for him.
No, the
Love
more
that.
musically talented. I wish I had his musical talent. I could probably play Cisco.
My
Give me-
favorite thing about The Flash is they have the best musical episode in the history of musical
So
episodes
fucking good,
because
man.
they had 30 Broadway actors on their show who just happened to be on
Yeah.
their show.
And if
And
they
they're
weren't
like,
on
we
Broadway,
might
they were
as
on
well do a
Glee.
musical.
Yeah, if they weren't on Broadway, they were on Glee, which is the closest thing TV
Well, they
wise
were
to
on
Broadway.
Glee and then they were on Broadway.
Yeah, right? Like, Jesus Christ, man. Guys,
Yeah,
still,
it was incredible.
all right, one more tangent before we move on to Zoom, because it's funny, it's a good tangent. That song at the end of the episode when Barry proposes to Iris,
Mhm.
I have that on my playlist all the time. And so, we always talk about the Arrowverse and all the missteps it has. Such a missed opportunity for when Dawn shows up from the future and the storyline and all, to not have Barry sing that as her lullaby and her know the song. Like, you proposed to your wife with that song, dude. That's the perfect, like, I'm coming home to you now, Dawn. Like, now you're my reason. You're my lightning rod now. Like, duh, dude. I'm like, the second they had that episode, I looked at Tara. I was like, Tara, because typically in comic books, he has twins, the tornado twins. It's not Bart. Bart's a grandson.
Mhm.
They also fucked that up in that universe. But Dawn and Dan, I was like, dude, easy layup. That's their lullaby. You're gonna hear one of them, like, they do an episode with one of them. You're gonna hear one of them humming it. You're like, oh, how do you know that song? Like, you fucked it up, CW. You fucking dummy.
While we're here, shout out to Jessica Parker Kennedy. Love you to
Yeah.
pieces. And shout out to the video of Melissa Benoist and Sarah starts with an H, I can't remember her last name, singing Run Away With Me. It's one of my favorite videos. It's a
Yes.
good one.
Yeah, really. How the fuck is she 40?
Who?
Jessica Parker, fucking Kennedy.
What? That feels illegal.
Well, yeah, the age gap for you two, yeah, it is, but we just talked about a bad age
Shut
gap
up.
last week.
Listen,
How's she older than me? What the fuck?
I don't know. How old's her husband?
I love our fucking show.
Oh, they're
I love
9
our
years
shows.
apart.
Oh, wait, good or bad?
Okay.
Younger? Oh,
Younger. Yeah, no, I thought they were both mid-30s. He's early 30s. She's just hit
Wow.
40.
I was like, how would you know her husband? Of course he's in 911. Of course he's
Yeah.
in 911. God damn it.
Was she my first crush in Another Cinderella Story in 2008? Yes, she was. I tried to watch Black Sails for her. It did not stick.
Yeah, I heard that about that show. No offense.
I've only heard good things about that show.
No, yeah, it's one of the it's stars. There's a lot of star shows where, like, either you stick with it
Yeah.
or you don't. Like me, Frank, and Mario all stuck with Ash vs. Evil Dead. I didn't stick with Party Hard, and that's a good show too. That's a shame. I love our show because we just go on these fucking tangents. Shout out to Jessica Parker Kennedy.
Usually, we're more on track than this, but the past 2 weeks we've been a little off.
Yeah, it's a little bit, just a little bit. It was last week was so heavy. We got to be so lighthearted on this one.
Right.
And our lightheartedness is perfect for the Andrea Romano roundup because we're talking about Zoom, and you would think, hey, this is the DC AMU Zoom, right? So this is a new Zoom. Oh, it just happened to be played by the previous actor C. Thomas Howell. No, motherfucker, this is pre-universe fucking Eobard Thawne, like the same Kendrick Lamar level hater. He's got a big ass hole in his head because he's from the time where Thomas Wayne Batman shot that bitch in the face. He shot that motherfucker right in the face. And that's why he wants his fucking card. And I would tell you, this is my second time watching this movie. And the reveal is so good every time. Like the first time I watched it, nothing compares to it. Because I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this is a fun, like, Cannonball Run-esque grindhouse, like, rated R Suicide. I'm like, oh man, this is what that other Suicide Squad movie should have been. Everyone's characterization is great, like the banter's great. It's just, the right amount of, like, gore and, like, fun and all this other stuff that you're getting from it. And there's a little nudity randomly. Shout out to Knockout. But you get, like, all this fun, like, grindhouse tropes. And then you get, like, Zoom, and then, like, there's subtle hints. The second time you watch it, like, fucking Deadshot pings something up from jump, and he starts vocalizing it to the rest of the squad. Task Force-esque early. He was like, hey, he's slower. I should have been able to hit him. We should all be dead. There's, like, all these lines that he constantly, like, we should be dead. This is not, like, God's luck. We're not being lucky. Like, we should be dead. Something's off here. And he doesn't like it. You can tell, like, Floyd, not a fan. He's like, I'm happy we're alive, but, like, this is not okay. Something is wrong here. And the second at the end of the movie, when they reveal that he's the fucking Eobard Thawne that pulled all the Speed Force that he could into his body And anytime he goes ever so slightly too fast, it's just like his brain matter just like starts
His
disappearing more
brain
and more.
starts leaking.
It's
It's
fucking
absurd.
insane. And it only works for Zoom. It only works for
Mhm.
Thawne because, of course, that's how much this man hates. To revisit fucking Flashpoint Paradox and my dissertation on why Zoom is on Kendrick Lamar level of hate, or vice versa. This motherfucker hates on a level that is cosmically insane, universally insane, time and space
Mhm.
insane, because he's hating on so much of a level. He hated so much and so hard that he almost died. He should be dead. And he hates on a level where he doesn't need brain matter. He's missing gray matter right here. In a that it's a
A
big ass
good
hole
chunk of it.
is gone. And he hates on such a level that he rather this is a it's just random. He hates so much that he rather go to heaven. Because I feel in my mind, whenever Barry dies and he goes to heaven, he's like, guess what, motherfucker? Guess who's here? Not to save himself. I think he'd be okay if he goes to hell. I think he in his
He'd be
fucked
fine.
up brain, he'd be
He
like,
just
no, I
wants to
deserve it.
terrorize him in the afterlife.
I think that's what it is. He never vocalizes
Mhm.
it, but that's how much this
Mhm.
motherfucker hates. Because honestly, he should have been like, "Oh, I want to keep living." That's hell. That's a storyline in the Arrowverse. How many times do you see different like Thawns from different time periods? He's like, "No, I'm the one who's getting caught by Black Flash. I'm trying to avoid him." And Sarah's in Legends Tomorrow makes Black Flash catch him and all this other shit. Spoilers, by the way, for a show that ended like fucking almost a decade ago.
Good to go.
Uh, it's a good series though. Out of all of
Yeah.
them, Legends Tomorrow is the one. It's the funniest. It's the gayest. It's the
Mhm.
best. Um,
Yeah.
this motherfucker hates on such a level that I think he wants to go to heaven just to fuck with Barry, honestly. Like I think he just wants to fuck with Barry. Like I that would be the ultimate. It was like, and also in my mind, that having everyone you can see everyone or whatever, Iris shows up, let's say first, Flash's like metabolism. Unfortunately, he lives a little bit longer than Iris or whatever. Iris, she was like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" He doesn't even want to bother with Iris. He's like waiting on site for Barry. Can you imagine Barry walking through the door and just getting punched in the face? Pop, like on
Immediately.
site. Like
On site.
now the balance shifts. Like, does Eobard hate more than Kendrick Lamar, or does Kendrick hate more than Eobard? Also, didn't think the
If you
Kendrick
are
thing would be topical
literally
today. Still is. This is best.
yeah, still is. If you can literally pull the entire Speed Force into your body just to preserve enough of your brain to hate this motherfucker in every single universe and every single timeline, I think you win. But speaking of loathing, I did make an
Yes,
edit of the
it's
two
so
of
good.
these, and we'll
Oh,
be linking it again
again,
down
it's
below
so
because I
good.
think it deserves a little bit more love. I'm really proud of that.
You should be. You should be very proud of that. But like, do you think like Zoom's first thought, and then also Zoom's been fucking around for like you gotta be what at least 5-6 years, right? In this timeline, enough that
Oh fuck,
Wally's
yeah.
around, right? Now we know from last week Wally's
Uh-huh.
around, and it's been 5 years since then. They fought Darkseid, all this shit. Barry's established as the Flash, all this other shit. So Barry's probably fought Zoom. I'm under the impression that he's fought Zoom. Zoom has made enough of a name in this new universe that's been created post him getting shot in the face or the back of the head. Um, that like Deadshot knew about him. Harley knows about him. Like the whole squad knows about him. Everyone knows about him. So he's made enough of a name that he's not, hey, who's this yellow Flash? Who's this evil Flash? They named the motherfucker Zoom. They know his name. So that's another thing. So with a bullet hole in his head, he's still fucking with Barry's life.
I think he wins the hater race.
Yeah, honestly, I think he might. I think he has to, just on on the technicality that he's got a bullet hole in his head. Can you imagine like he's almost like knocked out? He's like, oh, all right, I should probably go and I fucked with Barry enough this time around. I should probably collect myself. I've done a lot today. My brain's probably leaking. And then Barry's like, let me take this guy's mask off. I was like, hey, whoa, 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 personal space, sir. I don't want you to see all this. Like the fact that Deadshot knows about it, just my brain started going as I was watching it the second time around. It's like he's still been active for years with a bullet hole in his head. There's no
I
other
didn't even
Zoom.
clock
This is
that.
the same
Yeah,
Zoom.
it is him. And again, half a decade, he's been running around with a literal bullet hole in his brains. His brains are blown out. That's insanity.
Yeah, for everyone on the team,
He's lost it.
yeah, for everyone in the universe, it's been like half a decade or more probably dealing with this motherfucker. For Zoom, it's probably like been hours, maybe 48 hours. He's like, what he said, I got like a week tops or something like that. The more I tap into the Speed Force or whatever, or like a couple more days. Like, so he's like on so much borrowed time, but still takes time out of this bar. He's like, I think if I fuck with Barry this time here and an hour here and an hour there, I think I could probably get this fucking card I heard about like 3 weeks ago. I'll be fine. I'll be okay. Like he's like playing it out
Fucking
on such a weird.
ridiculous.
I like to think Zoom's like Charlie and It's Always Sunny with the famous fucking meme of him with all the fucking strings and he's like fucking crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, Barry's gonna be here at 6 o'clock on fucking May 3rd. Let me I'm trip this motherfucker for no reason. I'm still gonna kill his best friend when he's a kid. I'm gonna do all this other shit, just to fuck with him. And then I think that frees up he's got like a fucking Google Calendar. He's like, that still gives me enough time to be, you know what? Get out of jail free card, basically. Don't go to hell and then fuck with him after I died. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think that's enough time. Like, I'll get some people to help me. Let me get Blockbuster, and I'll get Silver Banshee, who has the worst. I hope, to me, has the worst Irish accent I've heard in such a long time. Tell me you feel the same way, because I was like, man, hopefully
rough.
it's not just me.
It was rough.
I hope she's not of Irish descent. God forbid if we go to see that character, who the actress, and it's like, oh, she's from Ireland. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
We're just not familiar with the region you're from.
Yeah. What village?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a little bit rough. Okay. I have 2 talking points.
Yes.
And 2 questions. Which would you like to start with?
Let's start with the questions.
Okay. Did I catch this right? Is Randall Savage's daughter named Scandal Savage?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Scandal Savage.
That's so unfortunate.
Yep, Scandal
Your
Savage
name
and
is
Vandal Savage.
Scandal?
Yep.
How? What scandal caused you to be born that you would be named that? I felt bad for her.
He's been around honestly, he's been around for a couple millennia at this point. He said he has so many kids. He's probably ran out of names.
Yeah, that's valid. Also, at one point, I saw one character that I was convinced was Artemis.
Oh,
Was that completely off?
Was that Knockout?
Maybe.
Yeah, because she had her.
I wasn't super paying attention, but it had the high ponytail with the red hair.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Knockout.
Okay.
She makes a joke too. She's like, "Is this too Wonder Woman-y?" That's Scandal's her love. Her love at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a glimpse of one scene and I was like, "Is Artemis? What the fuck?"
Which I think, by the way, canonically, I think comic book wise, I think Vandal doesn't like that she's gay because I think he wanted her to have an heir. I was like, sir,
yeah,
there's no way you didn't fuck dudes.
You have so many.
You
heirs,
fucked it. You have so many heirs. Yeah.
And you fucked so many dudes.
He was Alexander the Great. He's canonically Alexander the Great. You sucked a dick before, sir.
Oh yeah. And
vice versa. Let's not play it like you did it. So a couple thousand years later, be like, "Oh, my daughter's gay. What the fuck?" And more, you should be able to like, "Oh, she's gay. I can't have a biological heir. Fuck this, man. This sucks." Like, but I'm no monster. I'm not gonna fucking make her steal DNA from somebody. Roz.
Jesus
Talia.
Christ. And most of that was on Talia.
Yeah, that's fair.
Roz is a piece of shit, but still. I want to talk about Harley.
Yes.
While we're talking about individual characters. Because as I mentioned last week, aka like an hour ago. Not to break the suspension of disbelief. I just sat down and read all of Poison Ivy 2022,
Yep.
which is very gay and it's very beautiful. But it made me think about who is Harley Quinn and how is she written and how is she portrayed in media, because the version we get in that comic is a very grounded, very down to earth, like, doctorate, like very highly intelligent, empathetic Harley who, had her off the rails moments, but is a little bit more grounded. And then immediately to go into this where she's kind of in a similar place in life. It's post Mr. Dre. It's
Hmm.
like her reclaiming her independence and figuring out who the kooky side, I
Yeah.
think. And it's really interesting to me to look at all the different interpretations of Harley we get, specifically looking at Harley post Joker in that sort of era and how different creators choose to represent her, what part of her characteristics are, Harleen as a person, and what are, trauma bonds with a maniac. And
Fair.
I thought she was really cool in this, and I just kind of want to know your thoughts on like this portrayal of Harley in particular compared to some others we've seen in recent years where we tend to really lean into the separation of her from the Joker and what that means for her character in the future.
Yeah, to me, I really enjoyed her portrayal in this. I like that, especially after coming off so many bad portrayals of her being over sexualized, which is funny to say because her outfit, though a very sexualized outfit
It's
version,
sexy, but it's not sexualized, I would
yeah,
say.
I didn't feel like it was overt, like I know she's got like
Mhm,
the jeans, like the cut off jeans and like the chucks and like the high like socks and stuff like that in the arms and stuff.
mhm,
It's very like a lot of stuff is like you can see it's like, oh, this is very like it is a sexy outfit, but it did feel to me like gross male gate, mind you. I mean, it's Margot Robbie. She looks
mhm.
fucking fantastic in it. But David Ayer's Suicide Squad, when you see her pull that outfit out and everyone's staring at her when she gets changed, what's going on? It's like, okay, y'all don't like Margot understands Harley. You could tell that she studied her because her mannerisms were fantastic in the live action versions, all
Right.
three movies that she's been in. But y'all don't understand Harley. Like the people
Right.
behind the lens and the writers, it's in this movie specifically don't understand Harley. Um, because she's so overtly sexualized, especially in recent years. Like ever since the New 52, she's been overtly sexualized to different degrees. Like there's some where she
Mhm.
like it feels empowering. There's some like in the initial Suicide Squad run in the post, in New 52, where she hooks up with
Right.
Deadshot. It feels weird. It feels forced.
Mhm.
That was the first time we also got like the first like outfit of her showing skin. Because the Harley Quinn outfit that she,
It's
canonically wears back in the
like
sexy
ankles
as
and
hell.
wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole like everything's covered is a sexy outfit in general. And
Yeah.
then, it's because of her, right? She kind of brings the sexiness to it. Her first outfit and then, seeing is it Arkham Asylum? Yeah, Arkham Asylum. She has a nurse's outfit. Now, again, mind you, like, are they sexy outfits? There's a difference between sexy and sexualized, you
Mhm.
know?
Absolutely.
And she's a character that toes that line. That more often now than not, it is sexy, not
Mhm.
sexualized. But man, there was a good couple years where it was just sexualized. It was weird. It really like again, Tara's got that but that makes it sound like we role play. Tara's got that outfit. She wore it for Halloween. Tara looks
Yeah.
wonderful in
It,
that outfit,
and
but
my
it's
thing
a
is like
problematic outfit. Like I also have to admit, as much as I like it on my wife and she looks wonderful in it. Uh
right. There was this weird era where it was like they were trying to let her like reclaim her identity and her and by doing that like reclaiming her femininity, and they did it in this very overtly over sexualized, like hypersexualized, like male gaze way, and that's
Yeah.
how she was for like a good chunk of like, the mid 2010s. And like that was the go-to portrayal of a like quote unquote like independent like Harley. And I feel like that really detracted from the story they were trying to tell. They weren't empowering her.
No.
They were hypersexualizing her. They were making it very much about like her body and her looks and the way men like fall for her, and not her being strong and powerful and overcoming this horrific trauma. And I feel like we've started to finally shift into the place where we are telling those stories.
Yeah,
And
because this
you
outfit
said this was
is great.
2018. And it's a sexy outfit. It's not hypersexualized. It's not like the way she's animated doesn't feel like it's all about like making her body look sexy and the way she moves. It's like she's fighting. She's doing like flips and kicks and swinging
Hmm.
around a hammer.
Yeah, they don't do anything
But
overt to
yeah,
like hold your eye toward her ass for any reason like that. Where like a comics
right.
in those times were doing that, and that's not to take away so many people who feel empowered by seeing her that way. That took away something from that positive, and then have reclaimed their sexuality in such a way where, or cosplayers who just like love the outfit and like want to dress up like that and things like that. How many Emma, it's funny enough because it just happened earlier today. I was like, whoa, holy shit. Didn't know what Emma Frost's outfit in Marvel Rivals was. I saw it because of a cosplayer. I was like, whoa, wow, that's a lot of thigh. And then I was like, oh wait, that's the costume. Both sexy and awesome. Thank you for cosplaying that. You did a good job. And I
And
saw
that's
a
the
dude do
thing,
it,
is
by the
like
way.
if
Also
you
really good.
feel empowered about it,
Yeah,
like wear it. If you want to rock a cosplay or a outfit from a movie or whatever, like as long as you're feeling comfortable and confident, and it's not about like feeling like you have to show off in a certain way to get the kind of attention you want. Like that's
exactly.
where the problems come in, I
Yeah,
think.
and it's we talk about it
Um,
all the time, right? Can A be true and B be true? Yeah, both of them could both be true. Is the outfit sexy? Yes.
can hold two
But is
truths
it
at one
problematic?
time. Yeah.
And like it has the male gaze is the worst part of a lot of Harley's storylines in like New
Right.
52 and
Because
moving forward.
who is writing all of her storylines?
Yeah, right? Like that's the
The
issue
men.
there. And this again, there's no
And it
overt sexual
shows.
shots. And one of the cool things Alan does in this, she is like very empowering and very, competent
Great
in
in
her
this, yeah.
sexiness and everything like that. She sees the male dancers, she's hooting and hollering like all the other girls with the magic place.
Yeah.
She tries to sneak off.
She's there to support,
Yeah,
she's like, "We're at a strip club, this is where I like to be. I love performing, I love feeling sexy." Like,
yeah.
she's having the time of her life.
She tries to sneak off, and what she what does she what's her lie to the male dancer? She's it's something, but Killer Frost stops her. She's like inspector,
Mhm.
right? She's like, oh, I gotta inspect everyone. Like you gotta get naked or whatever. It's like a very funny line that works
Yeah,
with
it's fun and
Harley being
flirty.
crazy as shit, and then
Yeah.
Killer Frost being that foil that she doesn't go over, over the
Right.
indecency
Over the
line
line.
and be like, all
Yeah.
right, well, she shouldn't be doing this as well as like another, if this
Yeah,
was,
rein it in a little bit.
if this it was Boomerang going doing that, and Killer Frost is like, I stopped him before he could do anything. It was like funny joke, y'all did it. Good job. Same thing with Harley in this. And then she what does she say? She's like, psychopaths have needs. We have needs. Like it's perfect. It's so
Real.
fucking hilarious. It's so good, man. She has so many good lines, but yeah, I think this is a great portrayal. She feels to me very Daffy Duck, and it's very fun. She's like a fun, like she's not the main plot of the movie, she is a part of she's equally a part of the Suicide Squad and the story, which really help. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan
She
of a lot
feels
of
like an
teen movies.
integral part of the team.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of teen movies, which, and this happens a lot, where the focus is on one member. It's like, well, why is this a
Right.
team movie then? Like, why do we care? Many unfortunate Ninja Turtles movies do that, where a lot of the focus, unfortunately, is on two members of this four-person team. It's like, hey, I mean, watch the animated series, read the comic books. You get a good plethora of Mikey, Donnie stories that are not just focused on Raph and Leo. Shout out to Johnson. Is lovely. He's going to be on the show soon, but he's someone who also doesn't like that, right? He's not a fan. Like, these are
Mhm.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They are a team. How many X-Men movies, talk about the MCU side of it, are basically Wolverine and
Right.
the X-Men, and that's not the storyline. He just gets
Yeah.
sole focus for some fucking reason, and everyone's like, "Oh, this Cyclops guy fucking sucks." It's like, he's the best fucking X-Men. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? God
Yeah.
damn it. He's the literal definition of what an X-Man is. He's that guy. He's a child soldier that's trying to make
Mhm.
it in this, God. And this movie does a really good job of giving everyone enough time. Like, a lot of focus is on like the animosity between Deadshot and Bronze Tiger. You get
Yeah.
Copperhead just being weirdo in the
Well,
side,
they're
you know.
they're vying for the team leader
Hmm.
position basically. And
Yeah,
that's like playing into the team dynamics of it. So of course they get
yeah.
a little bit more screen time, but it's not like detracting from the rest
No.
of the team. It's not
Everyone gets a
taking
good
away
minute to
time
shine.
from.
Yeah, they feel like
Yeah,
a
they get
team.
a chance to breathe. They all
And
get like a hero moment of like
yeah,
the action.
and they also feel like a team in a movie that has so many goddamn villains. That was like my second point, was there's so many villains.
Jeez,
So many
so many
villains
villains.
die too. Like, you're like, all right, you
Hmm.
send this villain up. It's like, oh, we might see him in another DCMU movie. Like, nope, no
Nope.
Professor Pig. Who the fuck cares? It's like, what about
Done.
this guy? He's like, not this time. I don't even think, like, I mean,
I
I
don't think
thought
it is.
Knockout died in this. Also,
Yeah.
what kind of fucking bullets does Vandal Savage have? Or can you just shoot somebody from Apocalypse that isn't Darkseid? Because, like, you need Grifter on the fucking Justice League then at this point to start taking these apocalyptic dudes out. Because, like, can you just shoot a new guy and you're cool? Like, can I shoot Orion? No, I don't, can I shoot Orion in the chest and he's dead? My man is like the son of Darkseid. Like, how do bullets work with these people? Like, look how also her muscle mass is
Vandal Savage has been
insane.
around for a while.
True. Yeah, he
Maybe he
might
has
know.
something up his sleeve.
Yeah, we don't know, but it was so random to see her get shot up. I'm like, what?
Right.
Are your skins not impervious? How do you fight Superman? Like, there's so many. Like, my brain started. Like, how do you keep
So
fighting
many
Superman?
questions.
I'm so
Yeah.
worried.
So little answers. I feel like that's the tagline of this movie. So many questions, so little answers.
Yeah. And then you're just smiling at the end of it, like, man, I think this feels like a wings and beer movie. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Yeah,
coin that. This feels
absolutely.
like a wings and beer movie where you just get like drunk and have a bunch of like shitty food, and you watch it. And you're like,
Mhm.
wow, what a fucking dumb fucking time I just had. That's what it feels like. This movie. I enjoyed myself during this whole movie. Um, the third point I
I
want to bring up. Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I just want to riff on that because the first note I wrote down
Mhm.
was how I was feeling going into this movie. Is I am so burnt out on Suicide Squad stories. I'm so over them. We got so many concentrated Suicide Squad stories shoved down our throat in like such a small period of time. Like the mid to late 2010s had like 5 or 6 different Suicide Squad stories all
True.
happening at the same time. And so going into this, I was like, fuck, do we really have to watch another Suicide Squad? Like we've already seen them how many times in the show already?
Yeah.
Like yet another Suicide Squad movie. So I was very negative on this
Hmm.
coming in. And you can tell I did not take a lot of notes. But that's because I was like, once I got into it, I was like, okay, if I don't think too hard about this movie, I'm gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna think critically about this. I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna let it play out. If I get distracted playing a little game on my phone for 5 minutes of it and come back to it, I haven't missed that much, right? I can still follow what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that was the perfect watching experience. Did I miss out on a good chunk of like the like fight cameos and like every single fight scene?
Mm.
Sure, probably. But I had an enjoyable time. So I guess the question is, what makes a good Suicide Squad story? And also, what's your optimal viewing experience for this movie? Which I think we kind of already answered.
Yeah, because I honestly, we've covered Suicide Squad again quite a few times, and even honestly, Creature Commandos is again their answer to Suicide Squad, right? They mention it. Waller mentions that, hey, because of the actions of the last Suicide Squad movie, I can't use humans anymore. So next best thing are fucking monsters, and they're Task Force M. They are Monster Suicide Squad, and so we've watched that. We watched the Arkhamverse, Suicide Squad movie, and now we've watched this. Not to even mention that I personally have watched David Ayer's Suicide Squad movie, which I always pan, and I've also watched James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie, which I love a lot. And again, this is part of now canon to the new DC, universe that we're starting, with Creature Commandos and
I
Superman.
think I've seen the 2016 live action one.
That'd be the David Ayers one
Yeah.
with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's the one that I'm
Yeah.
not a fan.
Unfortunate.
That
Yeah.
is like there has to be this thing again. That movie, a lot of that movie, right, is Will Smith, Margot Robbie, which is great for Harley because that's our first ever live action interpretation of Harley. Truly like live action, like movie wise. Like I know she was in Birds of Prey. Don't come at me in the comments. I know my fucking DC history, motherfucker. And randomly in the background of
Oh,
some
you
Arrowverse
can
episodes.
tell. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. The
Yeah,
Arrowverse also had Suicide Squad happening. And
yeah.
that was a whole ordeal and mostly, corporate oversight bullshit that panned that. But like,
Again, we have to do this. Oh wait, we're doing a movie. You can't use it anymore. Like that's stupid.
mhm.
There is though. I think this having an idea of being like, hey, I'm gonna make it a grindhouse movie. I'm gonna make it basically Cannonball
What's the
Run.
benefit?
There's a chase across the country for this fucking dumbass card that gets you out of hell. Which, by the way, canon. That's canon to DC Universe. I didn't know at the
Yep.
time. I was looking up Knockout. I was like, oh yeah, Knockout. Like, what's her history? Because you barely get to like anything about Knockout in this. And I was reading about it. I was like, oh, yeah, she was a Superboy character, back all this other stuff. And then I started reading her wiki and I was like, get out of hell free. No fucking way. This is not something for this movie. This is part of DC canon. This is a card that can get you out of hell. Is canon to the DC universe. So this is not just something for this movie. But I think it has to be kind of dumb fun. I think you can probably make a serious movie with the Suicide Squad. I know in the 70s the John Ostrander run had a lot of serious issues, where they would touch upon like Barbara was part of the Suicide Squad as Oracle. That's the beginnings of Oracle were in those series. Um,
Right.
she worked for Waller and all this other stuff back in the day when she thought she was doing good. I think there's a lot of political stuff you can touch upon with a Suicide Squad movie, but typically it should be just kind of dumb, turn off your brain fun. Like I think James Gunn's version did a pretty good run. I think it should be rated R. I don't think it should be PG-13. I think
Mhm.
it doesn't necessarily have to be gory or sexual or nudity or anything like that, but like this in the concept of a grindhouse movie, I think works really well. And then
It
when
should
you
be
watch,
grimy. It should be
yeah,
violent.
they're
It
villains,
should,
like
yeah.
like it shouldn't be, and they're not trying to reform. They're not trying to be
Right.
good
It's
people.
scum of the earth carrying out orders on this like blacklisted team that doesn't exist that can be terminated anytime at the government's convenience. Like that is like literally like the worst of the worst. They're
Mhm.
not trying to be good. They're like their chances of earning any sort of compensation for their work here is like little to none. They're here to get a job done as they're ordered, and they're, you know, fulfilling the full scope of like human terror on these people because they're villains.
Yeah, there just happens to be someone worse than them out there somehow, and someone worse than that person telling these people to go after that bad person, you know? Think about their Marvel
It
counterpoint,
just so
right?
happens
Yeah.
like their leader has a grudge against somebody worse and can, you know, manipulate and send them after the people the, you know, head honcho has decided is worse.
Yeah, and I think it works too when you have these group of weirdos, you know, especially
Mhm.
if you, like, lean
They
into it,
gotta be little freaks.
yeah, they gotta be little weirdos, man, especially, like, James Gunn's version, right? Like, having John Cena as Peacemaker and having, you know, Idris Elba as Bloodshot and, like, all these, like, weird little things, and Harley coming back, you know, Rick Flag gets, you know, Joel Kinnaman gets to play up a little more of like, "Hey, man, this world's fucking weird," and yeah, I was this staunch, like, everything has to be super serious thing, but, like, I also saw my girlfriend turn into a fucking witch and try to destroy the earth. I saw all this other shit, and I'm kind of fucked up from it, and everything's fucking weird, and there's a Batman and a Superman and all this other shit. So fuck it. I'm also funny now. You know, like he's also a weirdo in his own right. You know, my favorite scene from that movie, Harley, you know, escapes her prisoner, her own self. You know, she has this whole like scene where she sees like instead of blood, she sees flowers. Like you get to see the world through her brain and stuff, and she has this beautiful thing. And then the guys on the other end are like, all right, we're gonna do this. I got a sniper on the roof. You know, hey, Bloodshot, I need you to shoot up an arrow here. We're gonna go up. Everyone go on three. We're gonna break into the window and all this stuff. And she comes around the corner and she's like, hey guys. And they're like, what? Wait, all right, belay that order. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, we were gonna save you. And she gets all like, oh my god, you were gonna save me? He's like, well, yeah, you know, you're our friend. And Joe Kinnaman's like, straight man Rick Flag Jr. goes, yeah, well, you're our friend. And he goes, it was a really good plan. And she's like, well, I can go back in and you guys can do it. I was like,
Of
that's what
course it
Suicide
is.
Squad should be, right? Like that kind of
Yeah.
weirdo comedy. Like it should be like it should be a little funny. I think you could do it serious and I think it would work. Um, but to me, it should be grimy. It should be dirty. Again, I was about to make a point. Like, look at almost on the release of the next MCU movie. Now, again, this is a DC podcast, but Thunderbolts is about to come out, and they're always the equivalent of Marvel to the Suicide Squad, but they're different because they are bad people trying to be good, legitimately trying to be good. Like they're all like, especially in the MCU version, we have John Walker who's trying to redeem the fact that he besmirched the name of Captain America, killed somebody with a shield.
That he
Is
was a
basically
horrible piece of shit.
he is a horrible piece of shit. He probably feels like he doesn't deserve to be the representative of
He
America.
doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah. You have Yelena, who's going to be the crux of this movie. You can already tell, being
They're
like,
so much better.
this, yeah, my sister's so much better. I'm this and that. I feel lost without her and all this other stuff, but I've done bad things. And then of course she gets recruited by a equally bad person, Valentina. You know, you have, Ghost, who I don't know what her shtick is in this movie, but we'll probably find out. We have Taskmaster, who you can only assume in the MCU, right? All these people who are trying to do good. Red Guardian is trying to impress his daughter, in the stupid
Yeah.
fucking Russian
Hate
way
him
that
a
he
little
knows.
bit, but it's fine.
Exactly. Like you caused this mess, sir. Also at the same time, he's like, but I
Right.
want to be a good dad. He's like, no, you're stupid. Your daughter is called you stupid. You're lucky to have them in your lives that you did. And then finally, what's the whole point? They're gonna fight somebody worse. Sentry. Not that he's worse, but the thing that comes out of him is, and that's a big bad. So like that is a good formula for these kind of movies. But Thunderbolts shouldn't. You have Bucky Barnes, of course, our beloved Winter
Course.
Soldier.
Can't forget it. Our favorite broken one.
Yeah, who's now a congressman. That's how broken he is. That he rose to the ranks of the government. Like every other white dude in government. But that's the
Poor
difference,
Rhodey
right?
grinded for like decades to get there, and white guys just fell upwards.
A 100-year-old white dude with really good skin routine and beautiful hair gets to, hey, here you go. Here you go, other Joe Biden. You get your 100
Fucking
euros.
ridiculous.
But
Unfortunately, it's more realistic than Rhodey being and sort of power in the current United
God
States. We're
forbid.
not here to talk about Marvel
Yeah, but
and the
that's
reflection of the current state of the
exactly.
world.
Yeah, you can't even make them like grimy because that's the whole point. Like they are trying
Right.
to reform, and that's more modern history. I know they were like I know how the Thunderbolts started and stuff like that, but more modern interpretations post that were, hey, we're trying to reform them. Luke Cage, leader of the Thunderbolts, like a few years back, was like, "Let me grab some villains, and I'm gonna show you that this can work, and I'm gonna make them good guys." And like all these previous incarnations of the Thunderbolts, the Suicide Squad, you have Waller in charge, who does not give a flying fuck about anybody or anything. I don't even
She
think.
doesn't even care about the government.
Yeah,
She's purely there to serve her own agenda. Like,
exactly.
she is technically working within the confines of the US government, but she doesn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah,
She's
no,
purely operating from a place of her own selfish interests. And so, like, you take these characters who, A, don't want to be reformed, and B, have no incentive to do so, and you're letting them be led by, like, the worst scum and villainy on the planet, which is, horrible
saying
people
a
in,
lot.
like,
Yeah.
bureaucratic power. Wow, it's been a long day. And yeah, no, if you can't lean into the kookiness, if you can't like play up the fact that these are horrible people with horrible pastimes and interests, but they make this like fucked up little family unit, like why are you
Yeah.
telling a Suicide Squad story? Like what's your intention
Mhm.
if not that?
Yeah, it makes it fun. It does make it fun, even when you give them like a straight man who is on the more straight and narrow. Like in this one, even so, he's a killer and a murderer. Bron Steiger, says like, I don't kill innocent people. I kill a shitload of bad people. I don't mind
Like
doing
I
that.
have lines. I have
Yeah,
morals.
exactly. Rick Flag, Junior and Senior, in the main DC universe, like in the live action universe that we have in James Gunn's version, both very straight guys. Like, hey, I truly believe that the government could do good, and you guys are going to be the ones that unfortunately have to do the dirty work. But I got your back. I'm not going to let Waller do something she's not supposed to, and vice versa. You guys, I'm not going to let you guys do something you're not supposed to. And they work as that perfect foil on both ends. But you even saw again, that's how
Mhm.
bad Waller is. Waller don't give a fuck about Rick Flag, and you could tell in that
Right.
universe they're friends. This actually might be someone she considers a friend. He does not give a fuck about him. So that's if you have a straight man in some capacity, I think that's also necessary in the Suicide Squad movie. But this one, I think, does a really good job. This kind of also will answer our final thoughts for it. But before we move into drama class and quiz time, which moved for some reason, my brain was not
That's
working
fine.
that day, but it's fine for our notes. But yeah, I think this is a fun, again, popcorn movie, whatever you want. I want to call it beer and wings. It's rated R. Like, just have a shitload of wings and have some fun. It's 70 minutes. It doesn't take your time. You don't have to think too hard. You just watch whatever happens. Blood, sweat, gore, titties, whatever you want. You get ass. You just so many dudes in thongs. It's the greatest.
Yeah.
This
All
movie's
right.
awesome. This is like equal opportunity sexy for everyone. This movie's awesome. Also, the fact that he was Dr. Fate for a little bit and his voice by Greg
That was
Grunberg,
fucking hilarious.
perfect. Like it was just a perfect all around. That character was Steel Maxim, the best. He doesn't even die. I just love it. Like he's like,
Right.
it's just a great storyline
I
for that
know,
dude
what
in
from
general.
Dr. Fate to a fucking strip club performer.
Because
Love
you thought
that
he was
for
gonna
him.
have a threesome. I love it. They played that motherfucker like a fiddle, Scandal and Knockout, man. It was
Hell yeah,
great.
they did.
All right. So moving on, we're gonna do drama class.
But
Hold. Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
I can't
Hmm?
move on from that thought. I don't know how you look at both of those women and did not immediately go lesbians.
Yeah, 100%.
He was so delusional. Like
Yeah,
those are
yeah,
two of the most lesbians I've ever seen.
yeah. One, the super strong one is golden retriever energy, and there's her black hat girlfriend, Scandal fucking Savage. And like, come on, man.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter that one's in a dress and one is not. Like, they are
Mm-mm.
screaming that they are lesbians, and you're just like, I got it. That's how confident Steel Maximus is. Like, I can bang both
The
of them.
audacity.
Yeah, the male audacity that he has.
Hmm.
And also, him and Silver Banshee hooked up a couple times. Maybe that's
Good
where
for
it came
them.
from. Honestly, he's like, I had sex with this random fucking villain. I could probably do it again. Like, he
Fair
feels
enough.
like emboldened. He's like, I can do this. I can do this. I'll climb this tree. God, yeah. What a great character though. He's so fun. Um, yeah, we're gonna move on to quiz time. Oh no, not quiz time. Sorry, I switched these over, and it's not because it's late. We're gonna move to drama class.
Drama class. Yeah,
Yes, a
yeah.
fold over from MC University, one of my favorite sections. And we got two scenes, one a big one and one a small one. We'll end with the small one because it was just a perfect end cap to this movie. So we'll do
Good.
the shorter one. So we have a couple characters here. We have Captain Boomerang, Killer Frost, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and Bronze Tiger. God damn. All right, so we gotta divvy this up. I know you want to be Harley.
Yeah. Why don't you do Captain Boomerang and I'll just do everybody else?
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Because it's mostly a back and forth.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I'm not gonna try. You don't suppose Waller really believes this mumbo jumbo, do you? I don't know why I went Cajun at the
Like
end.
what?
You know that you can skip hell.
Beats me. I always thought this was hell, Captain Kangaroo.
Hey, all right. First of all, that's offensive. I'll tell you another thing. If anyone truly deserves hell, it's Waller, and that bitch knows it. Playing God the way she does.
Worried? No, I'm going to heaven. Anyone who can put up with Mr. J deserves a break.
The problem is, sweetheart, you have to die in order to find out if the card really works. It'll be pretty bloody embarrassing if you did it. What about you, Gutman? Think the card can wipe away all the blood you spilled, or don't you believe in heaven?
I believe in heaven, Boomer. Every time you shut your mouth. Joke about heaven and hell, Deadshot. But trust me, they exist. There's not a moment that goes by I don't end up wondering if this will be my judgment day. Will I end up with the woman I love? Or face a lake of hellfire with the vermin that brought me down? The only thing anyone can hope for is divine intervention. Only through the grace of God can we be saved from eternal damnation for all the blood we spill. Everything else is just talk.
So I guess the card couldn't hurt then. Great.
That's your takeaway, sure, my dude.
Yeah, sure. And finally, I'll do this one. I thought this was fun. This always get a kick out of me.
You do Zoom, and I'll do the stage directions. How about that?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Holding the Get Out of Hell free card.
I promise you, Deadshot, I'm good for one last hit of speed. Any bullet you shoot, I'll make sure it's lethal. So go ahead, make my afterlife.
Suddenly, Bronze Tiger throws the knife Zoom used on him earlier to sever his fingers and separate the card. Deadshot then riddles Zoom with bullets.
Fuck my life. Oh, it's such a great ending for this piece of shit character. Fuck
He's
my
fucking
life.
worse. He got everything he deserved and
He
more.
deserved that. Yeah. God, it was the best. Because it was funny. I never caught it the first time around watching it. And then the second time I was like, oh, that's what he said. That's fucking great. It's amazing. Yeah. Moving on to quiz time. I got nothing. This is just a straight. This is such a dumb movie. You know, again, I had fun with it. But I had nothing of note
Dave
for
Fennoy
drama
was
class.
in this.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I saw the thing too. I was like, oh, Dave Fennoy. Lee from The Walking Dead. You didn't know. Great voice actor. Also kind of funny best friend, like both of us are. Homeroom, I think we did a good job of like kind of summing up.
Yeah.
This is how dumb this movie is. I just love it. We don't have to talk more about it. It's just fun time.
No.
I recommend it. I think
Mhm.
if you're gonna watch anything that's Suicide Squad related, again, it's funny. The more I think about it, it's just been around for so. Smallville has Suicide Squad dedicated episodes, and that's before like they're really trying to push it. You know, it's just they've been around for so long, and they keep trying them every once. I mean, Justice League has an episode with the Suicide Squad.
They always try to make it the edgy
Yeah,
storyline, and I'm like, you have edgy stories you can tell. You have edgy runs with characters we know and love. Like, you don't have to keep hashing out the same tired beats of the Suicide Squad stories. Like, there is more out there. But I will say, if you are itching for a Suicide Squad movie and you're gonna watch any of them or any of the like TV show runs, I would say this is the one to do.
yeah,
Like, this is your best bet.
yeah. I'm interested in it too because as well, you know, a bonus episode down the line will be me and Fee talking about Suicide Squad Isekai, the anime that they came out with. Thank God that's only 8 episodes, but like hopefully I mean that's a different again, that's a different interpretation, right? Suicide Squad get isekai into a different universe where they have to be like mythical heroes now or whatever. So like that's gonna be maybe fun, but like who knows, right? Again, Suicide Squad, it's like almost like 50-50. You're either gonna get something like really good, not necessarily thought provoking, but fun that you enjoy, or you're gonna get something that's like, hey, this sucks. And then mind you, again, that it sounds like I've been talking a lot of shit. James Gunn's version, really good as well. And there are some heartfelt moments in there with Ratcatcher and things like that. Like there are laughs because it's James Gunn. There's a lot of crazy rated R like stuff that happens because it's James Gunn and he got to unleash himself and not like be constrained by a rating for the most part. And then like there's just fun Suicide Squad stuff. This is full bore, balls to the walls, 70s, 80s, like early 80s grindhouse, dirty, grimy. Again, this has nudity for like the first time really ever in anything DC anime. I don't think any other movies has random nudity, but like this has nudity for like a split second. There's male
The
dancers.
closest we've gotten so far in the show was the Harley Quinn 2017 movie.
Yeah, yeah, fair. But yeah, you know that's where we get. You know, like this is fun. This is dumb. It's not gonna waste your time. This is one I would definitely highly recommend if you just want something in and out real quick. Got a couple beers, couple friends that like DC properties. Watch this. It's fun. Stupid. Never watch it again afterwards. You know, unless you let like me love that Zoom
Think
reveal at
about
the end.
this.
It's like holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like this is a great like it's the epitome of no thoughts, just vibes. You can
Yeah,
throw it on and never think about it ever again, but you'll have had a good time.
yeah, and it's also weirdly enough, I'm gonna say this feels like a palate cleanser that you need after like the heaviness that you think of with last week's episode, right? This one has to be just kind of no thoughts, just vibes. Like, and then next week's episode too. Like moving on, your homework for next week is the death of Superman. like, like we get to see
And
another adaptation of this, but within the DC AMU. You know, something that has ties to other characters, you know, and things like lore, you know, not just adapting a storyline. Like this is going to be an adaptation that has a little more weight to it, I guess, a little more stuff at stake since we have an established universe. This will be my first time watching it. So I'm excited. Don't know where that's streaming. Surely probably nowhere. Regardless.
we'll find out when we
Yeah,
get to watch
we'll let you
it.
know next week. But till then, Sly, where can people find you?
You can't. Oh no, that's a lie. You can find me on TikTok. Go watch my edit of Barry and Thawne to "What Is This Feeling" from the Wicked movie
Yeah,
at
really.
Cyclone MC, also linked in the doobly doo.
Yes, yes. Very good at it. You can find me here, youtube.com/point in progress. We're gonna be having a Remedyverse playthrough series. Season 3 is gonna be start filming soon. It's not a loop, it's control, as that one's called. Me, Fee, Frank did a review of Terabytes, the first 2 episodes of that horror gaming docu-series. There's 5 episodes in total. The rest, hey, you gotta buy it. You want to buy it? We have an affiliate link on there. Supports the channel, supports the creators, helps everyone all around. You know, you shoot a couple bucks, shoot them a couple bucks. Honestly, first
Oh
2
yeah.
episodes. I mean, you can watch our 2-hour discussion, or I'm going to tell you honestly, you watch that and it's really good, man. First 2 episodes really good. So I think the next 3 are gonna be really good, especially what was teased by the creator to us in the email, which is really nice. And then yeah, anything else for me, you can find me youtube.com/nerdyday and socials everywhere, it's linked, it's all below. It's crazy. This movie is too fun, it's too stupid. Go have fun. Go have fun. Watch this movie, drink a couple beers, have a good time. If you legally can drink. If not, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say anything.
Drink.
we don't
of your
condone
choice.
that stuff. Okay, you drink a Pepsi or something.
I love a mixed drink, whether or not there's alcohol in it. You know,
Yeah, a good mocktail.
you can make fun
Yeah.
concoctions. Like, stir some shit in a cup and see if it works.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Absolutely. Till next time, class is dismissed.